Hello, Ladybirdesigner family. Today, I'm here with a super chic and trendy model that is going to transform your style. The pattern for a beautiful short jacket style dress featuring an attractive V neckline, an aligned flared skirt, and charming gold button details that is perfect for any party or formal occasion. The good news is that you can design this model with both mini and midi lengths, creating an unparalleled look for any taste. If you are looking to learn professional cutting techniques and the pattern for a dress with a flawless waist fit, this tutorial is exactly what you need. We will learn the golden tips for pattern making this model and how to adjust the skirt to create this beautiful volume. So get your paper and scissors ready. Let's go! To begin drafting this beautiful and attractive pattern, first, make a copy of your basic front bodice block. You can find the link to the complete basic bodice block tutorial in this video's description. After copying, we will tape an additional piece of paper to the CF line center front line of the pattern to provide the necessary space for designing the double-breasted overlap and the V neckline. Now, to create the double-breasted overlap of the garment, we will measure the distance from the bust apex to the CF line center front line, then extend outwards from the CF line by that same amount and make a mark. Next, we will draw a straight line from top to bottom parallel to the CF line at this new mark. This new line will define the outer edge of our garment's double-breasted overlap. Now, we will extend the waistline outwards onto the added paper. Then, we will mark upwards from the waistline by the distance from the waist to the bust apex. This point will serve as our guide for beginning the V neckline design. Using the points we've marked, we will now design the attractive V neckline of the dress. Now, we need to design half of a dart on the double-breasted overlap section of the pattern as well to ensure a better fit at the waist. To do this, we will mark upwards and downwards from the waistline by the length of the dart. Then, based on the other half of the original dart on the pattern, we will design this half dart on the new section to ensure it is perfectly balanced. Now, to design the front princess seam from the shoulder corner, we will come down 8 to 12 centimeters and make a mark. Then, we will connect this mark with a straight line to the bust apex. Next, we will divide this straight line by 2, and from the midpoint, move 1 to 2 centimeters upwards and make a mark. Finally, using these points, we will design the beautiful and soft curve of this part of the princess seam. If you have already addressed the neckline ease reduction dart intake, no repetition is needed. Take a maximum of 0.5 millimeters from the center of the neckline. However, if you have not reduced the neckline ease, divide the neckline into 3 sections. Take 2 darts measuring 0.5 to 0.7 millimeters each. Additionally, you can take an ease reduction of 0.2 to 0.5 millimeters from the shoulder line. To determine the button placement, we must mark the exact location on both sides of the double-breasted overlap, maintaining a distance of 1.5 to 2 centimeter from the dart on each side. Now it is time to add the final length of the dress. To do this, we must first measure the total length of our bodice pattern. This measurement should start from the neck corner, the highest point of the shoulder, and continue all the way down to the bottom edge of the pattern. Now, starting from the end of this measured point, the bottom edge of the bodice pattern, we add our desired final length to the pattern. We do this on the same extra piece of paper that we previously attached. Please note that I have provided the length measurement of the original dress model in the description, so be sure to check it. Now, we add the exact same length measurement that we added in the previous steps to this section, meaning to the princess seam line and the side section of the bodice, to the center front section CF line as well. Now it is time to design the triangular section that is added from the waistline to our vertical bodice princess seams to create the volume and flare of the skirt. Optional note, if you do not wish to use this triangular section for volume, you can eliminate it from the design. In this case, instead of the 3 centimeters that we previously added to the side seam, add 7 to 10 centimeters and make the skirt slightly flared align. This modification is entirely optional and depends on your preference. To design this section, we first draw a vertical line equal to the distance from the waistline to the hem bottom of the dress. Then, at the bottom point of this line, the skirt hem, we mark 15 to 20 centimeters on either side of the central line. You can measure this section to be equal to the size of the bottom edge of your pattern, the skirt hem, and then mark this exact amount and draw the new line. Now we measure the length of the central vertical line we drew. Then we mark and draw this exact length onto the 2 side lines that we marked with 15 to 20 centimeters. For instance, if your central line measures 44 centimeters, we mark this 44 centimeters onto the 2 side lines as well, completing the design of the triangular piece. Up to this point, we have covered the main steps for cutting the bodice and the flared skirt. I hope you have enjoyed this chic design as much as I have. Now, I have a fun question for you. If you were going to sew this chic dress in just one other color, which color would you choose? For example, royal blue, emerald green, or perhaps a pastel color? Write your favorite color for me right now in the comments section so we can see which color is the most popular and what new color ideas we have for this design. Finally, note that you will cut this pattern piece 4 times when cutting the fabric, twice for the front and twice for the back of the skirt. Now we move on to the back pattern piece of the dress. I have already copied the basic back pattern once. To design the princess seam on the back section, we mark 8 to 12 centimeters downwards, starting from the end of the shoulder line near the armhole. From this point, the marked point on the shoulder line, we draw a straight line to the beginning apex of the back dart. Now, we divide this straight line in half and, from the midpoint, we move 1 to 1.5 centimeter upwards and make a mark. Then, using the identified points, we design and complete the princess seam of the back section with a curve. Now, we need to widen the armhole. To do this, we enlarge the armhole by 1 to 2 centimeters on both the back pattern piece and the front pattern piece. Now, we first measure the added length from the hip line of the front pattern. Then, we measure down by that exact same amount from the hip line of the back pattern and add the dress length. In this step, we mark the location of the zipper on the pattern on the center back line. We have reached the exciting section of designing the puffed sleeve for this model. I hope all the pattern making details have been clear for you so far. Now, I have an important question for you that will significantly help me with my channel's content production. Which city or country are you watching this tutorial video from? By writing your city and country in the comments section, you help me know which languages to prepare subtitles for my future videos. This way, I can make the channel's content more accessible to all my friends around the world. So, comment your city right now. Now it is time to draft the sleeve pattern. As you can see, my sleeve cap height is 1 centimeter shorter than my dress armhole circumference. However, this is not a problem at all, as volume will be added to the sleeve cap to create puff or gathers. I will add 5 centimeters to the sleeve length. The reason for this is that the sleeve length of this model is slightly longer than the wrist, and the length measurement should be taken approximately up to this point. For the cuff circumference or sleeve hem, you can use the same basic wrist measurement. However, it is better to measure the circumference exactly at the point where you measured the final sleeve length, and take that measurement with an ease of 2 centimeters in addition to the measured amount. Well, great. We have reached the end of another exciting patterning tutorial. I hope all the design steps for this chic, jacket-style model complete with precise seams and a flared skirt are completely clear and workable for you. Now it's time to transfer the pattern to fabric and enjoy sewing your own unique dress. Don't forget, if this tutorial was useful for you, be sure to like the video and share it with your sewing friends. Most importantly, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell so you don't miss any of the new tips and tutorials. If you have any questions about measurements or cuts, ask me right now in the comments section. I am always ready to help you. Until the next exciting tutorial, take care and goodbye.